Hello, it is me again, Becky. Thank you for stopping by. And today I am starting my next Unstuff Your Kindle vlog. If you don't know what Unstuff Your Kindle is, I will leave the playlist link down below. It's pretty much where I, along with some of my friends here on Booktube, April at Happily Ever April, Crystal at Books Forever After, and Monika at Pardon This Book Addict, we come up with a theme every other month, and then we read and vlog books that match that theme to get books off of our Kindle. So this month, because it is my birthday month and Friends to Lovers is my favorite trope, I didn't even give them the option to vote or pick any of tropes themselves. I said, this is the theme and this is what we're going to read. However, I don't think any of them are going to be participating with me because none of them really love Friends to Lovers the way I love Friends to Lovers. So, nonetheless, I am here to try and get some Friends to Lovers books off of my Kindle because I do have quite a few that I have accumulated when they have been free. So, not to brag, but I've already finished one. I started this book yesterday afternoon and I finished it while I was in bed last night, and it is called Never Just Friends. So this is one that, like I said, I picked up free. And in this, we are following a woman named Maurizia and a man named, I think his name is Cade. And they met when they were younger. Cade's single mom actually moved into the apartment building that Maurizia's family owns and lives in the Bronx, and so they met that way and they've grown up together. He was actually her first crush at 13, and then he joined the military at 18 and left her behind, but he's always kept in communication with her. And then when this book starts, he has come back to the Bronx, and she and him have always dreamt of being police officers together because they grew up watching like cop dramas and things like that. So they are now police officer partners. Their dreams have become true, and Cade has just broken up with his girlfriend, who Maurizia never really liked, but she put up with her. But Maurizia is in a relationship with another guy who works in the same police office building, whatever that's called. I don't know. Precinct? I think it's precinct. Anyway, he works there. And she's getting a little irritated with her current boyfriend because he's noticing that Cade is spending a lot of extra time with his girlfriend and things like that, and he's just paying a lot of attention to her. And the boyfriend doesn't really like that. So she's getting fed up with him, and she's contemplating breaking up with him, and things go from there. And it's a really short story. I think it's under 200 pages. But I ended up giving this 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed it. I felt the chemistry between Cade and Maurizia. I liked their backstory and the tension between them. However, one thing I didn't like about this was that her boyfriend was actually portrayed as like the bad guy in this scenario, for no other reason that he was like a little irritated that Cade would spend so much time with Maurizia. They worked together. Maurizia was always like, she would never post a picture up on social media of her with her boyfriend, but she would with her and Cade, which, you know, that's been her best friend since she was like 12 years old. But he has every right to be a little irritated because Cade is having feelings for Maurizia now that he is single. And so the boyfriend has reasons to be a little irritated and question, why are you here all the time? Like, go find somebody else. This is my girlfriend. Or a little, you know, devastated that her family doesn't seem to really like him but loves Cade. I mean, it's understandable, you know, they don't know him as well, but I could see how he would be a little irritated in that instance. And then they end up going on this vacation that he planned for them in like Bora Bora or the Caribbean or something. And 2 days in, he ends up leaving her there and leaving her a note saying that he feels like she's in love with another man and he can't compete with Cade. And the story sort of turns it as like he's mentally and emotionally manipulating her, which he could be, he could, but two things can be true at the same time. He could be emotionally manipulating her, and what he's saying could be damn true, because it is damn true. So I really didn't like that they portrayed this boyfriend who was questioning his girlfriend's, like, feelings and questioning why her best friend was, like, so clingy all of a sudden, because he had every fucking right to. The man wasn't wrong. But what I did appreciate was that there was no cheating in this story. Relationships were completely ended before Maurizia and Cade got together. And I liked that Cade had a little bit of a possessiveness about him. At one point, he like grabs the back of her neck. And that was kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. So this one got like a low 4 stars, but I rather enjoyed it. So I'm going to start reading this one next. I haven't figured that out yet, so go with this one. I don't know what I'm reading, so I can't even tell you what this is about, but this is what I'll be reading next. My sister and I are actually headed to Boston and Salem this weekend. We usually go to Salem once a year if we can, and we were able to do so this year. My friend Jackie at First Lady Reads is actually going to be in Boston, so hopefully I meet up with her and we can finally meet in person. So enjoy whatever footage I have of that. I am eating, well, I just got done eating dinner in Andover, so here in Boston, and look who I found! Hi! Hey everybody! Who's that?
I'm all the way in Boston.
I don't know her. I just found her.
Yep.
And then she sat down at our table and
I had cheesecake and
ate with us.
Yeah, I even got a blood orange martini here.
Freaking weirdo. I don't know who this woman is.
Because I'm going to sit down, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, because
oh, that's right.
We're going to start drinking and having talking books.
That's right. No. I finally met Jackie. So.
Hi, guys.
We're going to go to Salem tomorrow. Not together.
Yes. Not together, but we're going to meet up again, probably.
We're going to meet up in Salem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. Jackie did not go to the bookstores with me.
No,
so,
I was in Portsmouth, New Hampshire on a boat. I was on a boat. Yeah. It was awesome.
She was state hopping.
Yep, I was.
So this is the only vlog clip that I
It's all right. It's cool.
I'll film more, I promise.
We'll make a whole video eventually. I haven't filmed any vlog clips at all for this trip.
Shocker.
I know. I haven't filmed anything in June.
Shocker. We're at the Museum of Ice Cream. Let's see how glamorous this is. We have to pick ice cream names. What's your ice cream name gonna be, Lori?
Coconut Dream.
Mine's gonna be Starfall Sprinkles. It's a map of where ice cream flavors originated from. That's cool. I ain't saying this would make a great title for a smut book, but I ain't saying it wouldn't either. Cream liner. We're flying on the cream liner.
Hold on.
We got ice cream. Ooh, what's in here? Freeze the day. Have an ice trip. What? Oh my god, look at this bookshelf. It's so cute. Neapolitan Dreams. It's a library of ice cream. Oh, it moves. Cool.
I picked the Peter Pancake book when you left.
Wow, that's so cool. What does it do?
It's gonna pick a new book.
Is it gonna pick a new book?
Yeah.
Which one's it gonna pick? Which one's it gonna pick? There it is.
Donut. Oh, Donut Quixote.
Is that it? Oh, that one.
The origin of sprinkles.
Ooh.
At their core, sprinkles are made from a mixture of sugar, cornstarch, corn syrup, and food coloring with The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. There was certainly no sign of a spill or a splatter of any kind.
I dream of... Yeah. Now serving. You're damn right I am. Serving this content. I'm currently walking around the Ropes Mansion Gardens. these are the gardens that are Allison's house in Hocus Pocus. The gardens are free to the public, so if you're ever in Salem, do check this out. We're having afternoon tea. We've never done this either in Salem. Look at my friend's Tullever's hat. Isn't it so cute? Perfect for this vlog. I'm about to hop on the sailboat right here and go on a sunset tour. There's no sunset, but we were supposed to do it this morning, and it was rainy, so this was a little bit better, but should be fun nonetheless. But look at me repping friends Tullever's. Hey! I'm back from Boston and Salem. That was such a fun trip. My sister and I packed a lot into the 2 days we were there. I did get to meet Jackie, and we didn't spend a lot of time together in Salem, but we did get to go to the Proctor Hill Memorial, which is where the witches were actually hanged and stuff. So that was my first time there. In the 7 times I've been to Salem, I have never been to that memorial. So that was fun to do something new with Jackie. So I actually am about 30% into Make Me Hot. And this is a foodie romance. This is about 2 people who, God, don't ask me to say their names, okay? Don't ask me. But she is in a family who really doesn't appreciate her. She works her ass off, and she just wants to enjoy her life and the things that make her happy, but her sister is always needing something, and her mother's always making her feel bad because she doesn't have like this glamorous job or whatnot. And her best friend, whose name starts with an M, I do know that, he is also one of several brothers who are really, really successful, and he is just a mechanic. But he loves to cook. His passion is cooking. So when she sees this food truck competition, like reality show, she encourages him to live out that dream that he has, because he's built this sort of food truck. He just hasn't like equipped it or anything or done much with it. So she encourages him to go after that dream. But she has always loved him. She's always thought he was attractive and kind and sweet. And she's just now realizing that she's in love with him. But she doesn't think that he sees her the same way. And based on as far as I've gone so far, I would agree with that. Like, I don't think he's ever looked at her in a romantic light, because he's just now suddenly seeing that, you know, she's got boobs and she's got an ass. And why is that turning him on all of a sudden? So he's just now coming to terms with the realization that he's looking at her in a different light. I don't think he's necessarily come to the conclusion that he's attracted to her yet, or that he's even has romantic feelings for her, but he's getting there. He's getting there. So far I'm liking this. I don't have a super strong connection to the characters, but I'm not that far into it yet. But I am liking this whole food truck competition thing, and I'm really hoping that through her encouraging him to embrace his dreams, that he in turn helps her embrace her dreams. She really enjoys doing like aerial work with like ribbons and stuff like that, and the place where she takes these lessons actually entered her to be part of a traveling thing where people do that. So I'm really hoping by the end of this book he encourages her to follow her dreams as much as she has done so for him. But that's the update. Alright, this is the angle you're gonna get an update on. I finished reading Make Me Hot, and I'm gonna give this like a low 4 stars as well. I thought this couple had great chemistry. Like, I felt their pain, I felt their heartache, I felt their like insecurities and everything like that. And I don't know why, but I am a sucker for the whole dynamic of 2 people who love each other, but they don't believe that the other person loves them back. Fucking sucker for that shit. I eat it up. It tugs at my heartstrings all the damn time, which this had. I think my biggest issue with this one is there is a stupid, like, third act breakup. And the male main character acted rather childish about what led to the third act breakup. So that was, like, my one complaint about this story. If it hadn't had that, it would have probably been a 5-star, because I liked pretty much everything else about this story. This is a pretty smutty book. Like, the smut scenes are all pretty much the same, but I want to say there's like 4 smut scenes in this. Oh, I just remembered another thing I didn't like about this is that there is a lot of focus on like the physical attraction between the characters, which I guess they're friends, so they've been friends for over 20 years, so that's like the only thing that they haven't really explored about one another, so I guess. But it got a little irritating for me to have to listen to just, you know, oh my god, she's got great boobs and such a pretty pussy and all this shit over and over and over again. So that was another thing that I didn't love about it, but I still enjoyed my time with it. Like I said, they had great chemistry. Oh, and there was this, like, the female main character, I think I mentioned this in my last clip, she was really into, like, aerial artistry or whatever, and I thought that was a really cool element that I've never seen in a book. So it definitely had some things that I loved about it, but there were a couple things that I didn't. So now I have already started reading my 3rd book, and that is Friend Me. So this is a setup about a girl who's like a die-hard romantic at heart. She's a lover girl. She reads romance novels, and she wants that sort of love that she finds in romance novels. And so she has been harboring this crush on her boss for the longest time, but she is actually his business partner's assistant. And so she's just been pining for him, you know, across the way or whatever. And everybody can tell that she is into this guy except for him. Meanwhile, her friend and colleague, Tyler, he has obviously a crush on her. He is very attentive to her. He, like, brings her favorite lunch, and he brings her favorite cookies, and he's always asking about her day. And it's sort of secondhand embarrassment, because I'm like, oh, Tyler, oh, I can tell that you like this girl. And she just has no clue. She is so focused on her crush on her boss that she does not see that her friend wants to date her. Like, he's even asked her, like, to go out to dinner or something, and something always gets in the way of them spending time together just themselves. And they're about to go to a wedding, and they are each other's date. So maybe sparks will fly at this wedding. But I feel for Tyler. He's such a sweet guy. He's not one of those male main characters who's, like, aggressive and pompous and confident. He's sweet, and he's shy, and he's awkward, and I love it. And I really hope he gets his girl. So I will give you an update once I have finished this. Okay, you're in a very precarious situation, but I'm about to go to bed, but I need to take out my laundry. This is how I go to bed, you know? I'm really just way too comfortable looking like trash on the internet, but, you know, whatever. Okay. I literally just finished reading Friend Me. I loved this. 5 stars. This has so many things that I really, really loved. Okay, it's got a workplace romance. It's got the friends to lovers dynamic where they become friends as adults. So it's not like a childhood friends to lovers. It's like an adult friends to lovers, which I really appreciate those types of friends to lovers scenarios so much more than like the childhood friends to lovers, because I think it's just, I don't know, I like seeing adult friends become lovers, I guess. It had, as I mentioned before, the sweetest male main character, Tyler. Oh my god, that man. He's probably a little too perfect, if I'm being honest. I think he reacted in a pretty reasonable manner. He fell first. He obviously had a crush on Marley, and when they started their whole fake dating thing to make her boss jealous, he went along with it. You know, he's the one who suggested it, and I think he didn't realize just how much it was going to affect him. He really thought that she was going to magically fall in love with him and right away and things like that. And while sparks did fly between them, and she sort of realized, oh, you know, why do I get the tingles when he touches me, and why am I like, you know, catching my breath when he kissed me once and stuff like that, when she didn't do that with her boss. So she's noticing there's a shift, but she is so firmly like, I don't want to mess up our friendship. I have a crush on my boss. There's no way that I could be in love with Tyler because Tyler's my friend. Tyler's such a sweet guy. And throughout the entire book, and I'm not even kidding you, the entire book, she friend zones him in her mind and to his face so hard that poor Tyler, I was like, how are you this sweet after she continuously friend zones you and friend zones you and friend zones you? That man had more patience than I could ever have. But there comes a point where, you know, he realizes that he deserves somebody who is going to love him for him and pick him and choose him first and not as like a backup prize. And these two, I felt their emotions so much. This book almost had me crying, like almost. I could feel the tears a brewing. It didn't make me cry all the way though, but I could feel it. And I was just so in love with these characters, and it was like, it was pretty angsty, but not like over the top angsty, because you know I don't like that over the top angsty stuff. And it's not that they were like miscommunicating or not communicating, because they were. He was telling her how he felt, she was telling him how she felt. It's just they were never on the same page with their feelings at the same damn time. So the slow burn really, I'm not kidding you, you see them like paralleling each other, like having feelings for each other, just never at the same time until the end of the fucking book. Until like the last 2 chapters, they're finally on the same page. So the slow burn freaking killed me. Okay, this is a noticeable thing here, but this is like a very recent development within books, I guess, or I don't know. But this book is another one that has the parent dealing with Alzheimer's. And I've noticed that in so many books recently. Like, and I don't think that this is like a new book either. So I don't know what the deal is with that. If you're somebody who's dealing with a loved one who's going through Alzheimer's, this might be a tough read for you. I do think that the story handled it very well. Her father he's just in the beginning stages of it. So she's grappling with the reality that her father, who has been, like, her mother died when she was young, so he's been her only family for most of her life. He is sort of forgetting who she is at points. And so she's grappling with the fact that her taking care of him might not be the best situation for them, even though she adamantly does not want to put him in a home because that's her dad, that's her only family, and she feels like she's failing as a daughter because of this. And so I think there was enough in the story that had her dealing with her father's development and the way that her father went through it, and his flashbacks to like his wife, and you know, he couldn't remember his daughter a lot of the time. It was very emotional, and that choked me up a little bit to see that. So I think the story had just enough of that in it and her relationship with her father to make it a prominent and profound storyline. And because Tyler had also had that experience with a grandpa, it gave them something to have in common as well. I also really liked the found family in here. This is the second book in a series, which I didn't know because, let's face it, I picked this one for free because it said Friends to Lovers. But I guess the whole series is based around this like tech company and the people who work there. And quite honestly, I think this is a series that I wouldn't mind reading more in this series because I liked the side characters and what glimpses I got of them. And I really liked the writing of this, and it pulled me in, and I really got connected to the characters. So I think I definitely will continue on with this series. I don't know if I would buy the books. I think I'd have to be in the mood to buy one of the books. You know, you never know, honestly. But if I could definitely, if they showed up for free or something like that, I would definitely pick them up. But I had never heard of this author. I've never read from this author, but I really liked the chemistry in here and the storyline, and the Friends to Lovers is just so good. So this was definitely my favorite book of this vlog. I'm gonna end it on a positive note. I'm gonna end it with a 5-star because I really liked this book, and I highly recommend it. If you love Friends to Lovers, I think this was really, really sweet, tugged at my emotions, and I liked so many things about it. So that being said, let me know down in the comments, have you read any of these books? Will you be adding any of them to your TBR list? But if you don't want to comment that, but would like to let me know you made it to the end of this video, could you just leave me a, what should you leave me? Leave me a cat emoji, because there were a couple cats in this story. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, go out there and read you some Friends to Lovers books, because this month I've given you lots of recommendations. Other people have given you recommendations for Friends to Lovers. I'm on this mission to make more people love the Friends to Lovers trope, because it just gets me on every time. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.